Hello everybody, Redgamemaster here, and today we are going to be playing some Oxygen Not Included. This game is from the people that first came out with Don't Starve as well as Don't Starve Together, and then I believe there was one on a raft. Unfortunately for me, I actually never got around to playing those. By the time I would have been able to, they were long gone and far too complicated for me to try and figure out so quickly, at least to be able to make a decent video for you guys. So let's get into this. Your crew is awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got here. It might be best to start digging. Well then, let's see what we got. So a few things we're gonna need to know where they are right away. Water, so we got some water there. Gonna need to know where there's some metal. Dirt is going to be a fairly big thing, and then algae is going to be a pretty darn big thing. So I think first thing that we are going to do, oh geez, zoomed in way too far there. Let's dig out this way, and there as well. So I'm going to set them on digging. And I'm going to go to plumbing because they're going to need to use a bathroom. So let's get an outhouse down right away. Right over there. That's the thing that we're going to need dirt for, because it actually must be emptied of contaminated dirt periodically, and it also requires dirt. That's obviously how it gets contaminated. So let's just speed this up with tab a few times. I believe we're getting some dirt there. So Sadie went and picked up the dirt and dropped it off. By the way, all of these guys are basically randomly generated. Maha, dang it, you idiot. Alright, build a ladder. So Maha can get down. There we go. And now I gotta tell him to deconstruct said ladder, because it's just gonna be a waste. So, one of the first things we are going to do here, because we need to make sure that we have access to that water, gonna dig that, and then we're going to put a ladder down in. Now, one of the reasons that I'm having a gap here before going down and I'm leaving these two here is because if something happens, like the toilet gets stopped up or something and they can't get to it, they'll just go wherever they are. By having a little thing here, it means that their urine or whatever isn't going to get down in our water and contaminate it. And as you guys can see here, there's a lot more stuff. There's gold amalgam, clay, sediment rock. There's some obsidian on the walls here. That'll be useful later. As well as some slime. Slime actually creates this contaminated oxygen. But once we get to the proper sciences, this can actually be, the proper researches, this can actually be converted into algae, which, as you guys will be seeing before long, we are going to need a lot of. Something else we're going to be needing to do a lot is dig. Because, let's see here, power. We're going to need a manual generator so we can start making electricity, and as you guys can see there, it requires raw metal. That's why I need them to get that metal so that I can make a manual generator, which is basically and we're going to put down a battery so we can store up a little bit of power, which is basically a hamster wheel. Now, one thing that I've found, at least, is that these duplicants, which is what they're called, they don't like seeing the wires. As you guys are going to see, if I just try placing the wires like that, they're going to dig away the ground, and then that's it. Can't do anything with that. So we need to go into base and go into tiles and do that. Now these tiles actually give us a small bonus to decor, which our duplicants will really like. So that's going to be a major thing. Okay, so she's building up the tiny battery. First thing we want to do is get a research. Well, no, actually, first thing we want to do is work on food. which means making a microbe musher. And we are also going to put down a research station, because we're actually going to need both of those. And just to get a little bit ahead of ourselves, we're going to tell them to replace the ground in all those areas. Now, there we go. So, just pausing it for a second. And since we didn't build any beds for them, they just kind of fell asleep wherever they are. Mush bars, this is going to be our first source of food to begin with. It requires dirt and bottled water. So, not too bad, especially since there's other ways of getting dirt. Visits remaining, that's how many more times I can go to the bathroom. This little thing right here actually builds up as it goes. So, we're going to tell them to just make that en masse for now. It's going to need a wire, but I'll have them work on that once they wake up. As you guys can see here, it may cause diarrhea. That's the main downside to it. This doesn't, but we need meal lice, which comes from this plant, or plants like this one that we can grow. So, let me see. While they are sleeping, I'm actually going to slow it down a little bit. I'm going to get these other wires run, or have them prepare to run the wires. And then I'm going to extend this all the way out and actually have them dig a... Well, no, let's not do that. So our next thing is going to be furniture, and we want to give them a place to sleep. We'll put in a fourth one. The reason I'm leaving one gap in between is because if we go up here to decor overlay, they like it around here. It's got lighting. The outhouse kind of reduces it, but not so much. But they really like being around the printing pod. Over here, because it's close to the outhouse and there's clutter and everything, they don't really like it. But for now, that's what they're going to have to deal with. We're going to work on making them a better house in a bit, but for now, that will have to do. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, there's no power, so I guess I can't set anything. Oh, no, wait, I need to select research first. One of the first things we're going to want is the farming tech, because that'll get us an algae terrarium, which will help us get rid of carbon dioxide, which, as most people know, is what you breathe out. Compost will let us turn contaminated dirt into fertilizer, and the planter box will obviously let us plant food and medicine, which we will need. So we're going to do that, and apparently that does have to have power. This ration box is where the food is stored. It can hold up to 150 kilograms, and I think they use about 1,000 kilograms a day. One more thing that we're going to need to start off with is an algae deoxidizer, and that's actually going to need some power as well. Now what this is going to do is it's going to use algae as well as power to make oxygen. As you guys can see up here, it says insufficient oxygen generation. That's because we're not producing any oxygen. These are. They're emitting about, I don't know, say 30 grams of gas a second, but we're using 95.7, and these don't last forever. So we're going to need to start making our own oxygen. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to go here and make a ladder up, and I'm going to have them start making another level there. And we are going to have them dig out some of this. Yeah, that'll be fine, because we can just dig straight over without going into that water. Later on, we'll find some stuff, and I'll dig out a nice big area, and we can move this water so it'll be out of the way. So, for now, we don't really have enough people to be doing everything I have going on. Well, our food is going up, and as you guys can see, our printing pod here, which is what all of our guys came out of, we'll be getting a new duplicate in that many seconds, which does increase, the rate at which that decreases does obviously go down the faster we go. See, if I take it down to just 1, it's going down 1 second at a time. At 2, it's going down about 2 seconds every 2 seconds. And 3, it goes down quite a bit more. I don't know the exact numbers. Come on, guys, get that built. Don't make me have to make it a priority. Yeah, see, now they're all in bed. I have some meal with... Oh, I forgot. She is a loud sleeper, which means that Sadie isn't going to be getting any sleep. Can I... Yeah, let's set Stacy to that one. And she'll get up and move. And although she'll still be loud, she won't be near enough for Sadie. So we're actually going to have to make a separate bed area. Oh, and speaking of which, dig that out. Dig that out. We're going to leave that there because that's just going to keep producing oxygen for us until it runs out. Oh, and I think she's actually also a narcoleptic. Didn't think you could have both. Yeah, she's a narcoleptic. Oh no, wait, that was... Ah yeah, you're the loud sleeper. Sadie's a narcoleptic, which means that she will just randomly fall asleep whenever she decides she wants to. And I just noticed I missed a base thing, and... because I want this done now. Jeez. Set that priority to 9. That will make them do it right away. There we go. And then once that has some algae delivered, it's going to start producing oxygen. Yeah, see, now we're producing a lot more oxygen. There we go. Or it jumped up for a little bit, but we're still not producing quite enough because it's still trying to figure out how much. So it goes by days. All right. Jeez. We need another duplicate so someone can just focus on building while everyone else focuses on everything else. Also, I hadn't set that on. As you guys can see, the research station uses dirt for what it needs. I think we can go here to jobs. Okay, I'm gonna take off those. Take off that one because I only want Sadie to be the one cooking. Forget those. And basically what this is this is just, hey, these are the things they're good at. These are the things that are not, as you guys can see by how much these are filled up. So she's got 2 in athletics, which makes her better for delivering. But this person, Stacy, actually has negative athletics, and she only has 1. I'm actually going to leave dig and deliver and build on everyone. Oh. We got our first new duplicate. So let's see who we have to choose from, because we can choose from any of these. So we got another loud sleeper. In space, everyone can hear you snort. We definitely don't want Ming Mei, unfortunately, just because I've already got 1 loud sleeper and she's going to be enough of a pain to deal with. Also, she has a high decor expectation, which is going to be problematic early on. Let me see. Ooh, you've got a high cooking. Dimensionally adept, so he can't build. But because he's also an interior decorator, he has a high creativity, which is going to be good because I don't think I have anyone with a high creativity yet, and a higher, but also a higher expectation to decor. Yeah, so let's go with handsome. Okay, I'm going to go here and put down a cot for now. And I'm also going to crank up its priority so that one gets done. That way I can assign our loud sleeper Sadie here, right? It is Sadie. Nope. Well, everyone, that's it for today. As always, leave a like and please subscribe if you'd like to see more. And, of course, leave a comment with any suggestions you have or something that might help me in the future. So, once again, I wish you all have a wonderful day.